Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this bonus upload video I'm going to be sharing with everybody an interview and a live Q&A that I did on Instagram a couple of weeks ago with Transformers UK Collector. So for those of you who are unaware, I do have an Instagram as well. It's toys_r_us, and on that I've had so many requests, so many messages all relating to this interview that I did. Basically, exactly that. A couple of weeks ago, Transformers UK Collector did a live Q&A with me, and because it was Instagram live, other people could join in and ask loads of questions. So on the video you'll see me, pointing and answering loads of questions and reacting to it, and that's exactly what I'm going to do here. So two things obviously I need to say first and foremost is I know it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but it is just an interview. It's exactly the same as like on Patriot Prime's, Kato's collection, and I know that people have really enjoyed that, so fingers crossed you'll enjoy this as well. The other thing is I'm not the most technical savvy person at all. In fact, I'm useless with new technology. The Instagram live was obviously on my phone and I have no idea how to download it properly, correctly. I've tried doing a screen record, it won't work. So what I've managed to do is I've played it on my phone and I've recorded it on my iPad. So I have to apologize that the picture quality won't be that good. However, you can still hear everything perfect. I've listened to it all the way through. There's a couple of times when the sound cuts out, but the essence of the interview is all still there. So for everybody who's asked me and for everybody who said, can you get it on, this is for you guys. Again, I always say that this channel is for you, and I did that Q&A for you guys, so I'm going to get it uploaded. I'm going to splice it to the end of this now. So for those of you who didn't see it and don't have an Instagram, hopefully you'll enjoy it. I answer a load of questions from the people who are asking, answer a load of questions from himself. It is quite long, but again, I've had really good feedback from it, so I hope you enjoy it. Apologies for the couple of times that the sound cuts out, and again, apologies that the picture quality isn't the greatest, but I think the most important thing is that you can hear that what's being discussed and the answers that I'm giving to the questions. So again, it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but I hope you enjoy it, and especially for the people who have asked. Here you go then. Here was the interview I did live on Instagram a couple of weeks ago. Thanks everybody. Take care.
Hello everybody, this is Simon, aka Transformers UK Collector, and tonight I'm going to be talking to a guy who I've met just over a year ago now. His name's Russ from Toys R Us, and he's gone from nobody knowing who he is to setting the Transformer community alight. He's a great guy, and if you check him out on his YouTube channel, you won't believe his collection. I've had the privilege of seeing his collection for real, and you would not believe it. And I'm going to have a chat to him. He's just waving to me now, and feel free to pop in and ask him any questions. I've got a load of questions to ask him. Ultra Marcus, hi Ultra Marcus, check his channel out as well because his films are fantastic. What else have I got? There's a load of questions anyway, so just feel free to ask me anything. His collection is unbelievable. You would not believe his collection. He's got everything from G1, all the Japanese stuff. Oh, here we go. Here he is. I'm going to add him right now. View, go live with Toys R Us. He should be coming on now. The magic, there we go.
There we go. Right, let me just set it up. Is that better?
You twisted round. Are you the wrong way around?
You want me that way? Is that better? That's better.
Oh, there you go. That's better.
Oh, I've got to hold
That's
that
better. How are you?
I'm all right, yeah. I'm good, thanks. I'm just looking at all these people that are joining, so I'm going to say hello to Rudy, hello to Marcus, Transformer Collector, everybody. How you doing? You okay?
Yeah, I'm all right. I've got a load of questions to ask you, and I just can't believe what's happened in like a year. I mean, you've gone from nobody knowing who you are with this massive collection hidden away to setting the Transformer community alight. How do you feel about that?
I think you've perhaps, it makes me laugh when you say that, and it's because it's like, it's weird to hear that, and I think and again, even that sounds like it might have been over-exaggerated slightly, but yeah, I'm loving it. It's weird. It's so nice. I was just literally saying, chatting with Ultra Marcus and a few others on another show, and as you say, a year, it's been a year, it's crazy, and it's just, I did. I just kept it hidden for so long. This is the big thing that people sort of understand at first is that, like, you know, this, you know, I'm not no lottery winner. I'm not no rich kid. I'm not no this. I'm just a normal guy. And I've just literally totally amassed this. I'm 42 now. Excuse me and Simon's appearance because we're still on lockdown. We've been locked down. We're in our 12th week, are we now, pal? Is it something like that?
It's been a long time. Yeah, it's been a long time.
It took, yeah, I mean, and I've had this for so long, and it's such a, you know, Mark saying I've been talked about a few times. It's such a nice community, an overwhelming community. It is something that I so wish I'd have started years and years and years ago now. I really did. I mean, I've met so many nice people in person like yourself. I've met so many people who, in fact, I can't wait to meet so many people in person. And yeah, it still makes me laugh when you say that. And like, and I know because you've said before, and of course your lad, that obviously that I'm got you into the Japanese figures, and I think I'm twisting Ultra Marcus's arm. I've definitely twisted one of his mates. I've twisted a few people's arms into these, you know, the Japanese stuff, and that's because I love them, and it's so great now that people as well are like, yeah, they're really cool, even if some of them are just repaints, like the one I put up last night. You know,
Yeah. You're breaking up slightly.
I was saying it's just nice to share, to be honest, mate. That's all it is. That's all it's about. Just sharing it all with everyone.
I shall never forget being on YouTube, and then this video just popped up, which you'd shared on Facebook, and nobody had liked it, and nobody had watched it, and I clicked on it, and it was just, I think it was your first one, but it was like 30 seconds of you you didn't even speak, and you were just showing your collection, and I was like, this is one of the best collections I've ever seen. This is going to go crazy. Yeah. And sure enough, look what happened.
But it's crazy, isn't it? Like I said on Transform the I put up a couple of videos, and then March the 2nd, I put up the collection video that you're on about. And then again with the lockdown, I just started just to put them up daily, and it's just, I've been fortunate enough, and hi Predikings, that I'm able to, and it's quite funny because, like, again, Ultra Marcus is a brilliant example. His videos are fantastic. You had to go doing some YouTubes, again, they were really good, but like, it's all everybody else's production. But for me, I'm really lucky that I can literally just pull a figure off a shelf, talk about it for 4 or 5 minutes, maybe a bit longer if there's 2 of them. I'll do it in one take. So for me, it's like, and I sort of feel a bit guilty because everyone's like, oh, you're putting so much work in, you're putting so much effort in, and yeah, for me, it's like, it's not work because I love it, because I'm passionate about it, yeah. and it's not really that difficult because I can literally, as I say, I can pull a figure off. I'm daft enough, stupid enough, lucky enough, however you want to call it. You're right, Vector Sigma, to have more than one of that particular figure. So I don't even have to transform them half the times. I could just say, there's a robot, there's a car, this is what it looks like, and you know, this is why I like it. So I'm really lucky. So I'm just really lucky. That's all I can say. I'm again blown away by it all. It's been, yeah, it's blown up, hasn't it? And it really has, in a nice way, not in a crazy way.
You started recollecting exactly the same time that I probably did back in the early 2000s when Toys R Us started to get them commemorative
that's it.
Reissues in. But I think I started in about 99 because I've got it on some of these questions here for you. The first, talking about like we were before about how the prices have gone. The first thing I ever bought on eBay in 99, and I bought it on a Sega Dreamcast because that was the only way I could get onto the internet. Yeah. So that's how long ago it was. And it was a mint on card scrapper.
Right. Okay.
And it was 25 quid.
That's a crazy.
It wasn't a KO. It was before KOs. It was mint on card. And the second one I bought was Sludge.
Right. Okay.
It didn't open. but he'd been took off the bubble.
Right.
And that was £33.
Wow. That's
33 quid.
That's like similar to yourself. I mean, I as I've said before, and I sold all my. I definitely remember the school phase. It was 1992, and I sold all my actual childhood G1 toys. And then just before the millennium, I think I brought, like, as I say, a Starscream and a Prime or something from eBay, but just, a couple. Wasn't like massively into it. And then it was going into Toys R Us, seeing the reissues, and then I brought a couple more. But then the main turning point for me was MP1. It was MP1 because I think that was still about 2004. So I'd been gathering just a couple up here and there, not a collections with, maybe 2 shoe boxes or something, just to pull out and have a play with every time I was a bit bored. But like MP1 it was, and the funny thing was, although it was MP1, I didn't buy it. I liked it. I looked at it and I thought, wow, these are class. And then I just literally went on a mission just to get as much of the G1 stuff as I could, and what I could physically afford at the time. Luckily enough, in the early 2000s, I was single, no kids, not married, still living at home with mum. I admit it. I was still living at home with my mum in my early 20s. And at one point, I had 3 jobs. At one point, I was doing my normal day job. I was working at the cinema, and I was working in the bar just because I'm not shy of work. I like to keep busy. I'm always keeping busy. And then when I started being a PT as well, I had even more time. And so I was just literally just buying, not loads, not ridiculous, because again, as you just said, we were really lucky that the things that we could buy back then, now you put a 0 on everything, at least minimum. You put a 0 on G1 stuff, and it's crazy because it like now, like 100% now, if I was starting now, there's nowhere to be able to amass this. Of course you wouldn't. You would literally have to have a trust fund, or you'd have to win the lottery to be able to amass something like this. But even, I picked some stuff up from the car boots, for next to nothing. There's another guy, and I don't know if he's watching, but if he is, I'll say hello to him. He's on Instagram, you know him as well, the Washbrook Show or whatever it is. He's brilliant. He picks up so many cheap things, and then he just does them up, and they look, and they're still G1 toys. They still work. They're still fantastic, and if you're savvy enough, you can still build up enough around you without it. But like again, if we started in this day and age, if we started right now, no, not a chance. Not a chance.
I'll tell you what started. That was a good time. That was because I was in a shop in Birmingham called Nostalgia Comics, and that is when I saw the Takara Masterpiece Optimus Prime for the first time. I think it was 2003. Yeah. And I remember thinking, what is that behind the counter? What's that? And the bloke brought it down, and that was it. And it was around the same time that the Takara book, the book collection.
That was just, and I mention this a lot in all my videos, I just think that Takara, they just make that extra bit of effort. So Hasbro, obviously, the Toys R Us were just in the red boxes. Just, there's your figure in your red box. That was their reissue. Whereas... someone's asking me a question. Yeah, I'll answer that in a second. But yes, Takara's version, like I say, was the book. So it opened up. It looked like a book. It had an actual comic in it. It had so much more stuff in it, didn't it? And I think that it's something that they started way back in G1. Like when they did with the Pretenders, with the fold-out flaps, with the clones, with the extra bits. They just made that little bit extra effort. And yeah, that's why, again, straight with the Japanese stuff, I love it.
That's what started, we both like the Japanese boxes. That's them Takara ones that started my love for the style of it and the Japanese boxes. Yeah. And that's why when the Encore came out, and I can't remember when the Encore came out, about 2007.
Yeah, probably.
And I got Jazz, Trailbreaker, and a few of them, and it was just that's what I just love about them. I just love the boxes. There's something about them, and especially like the stuff that you've got me into, and I really regret. I can't believe that I actually passed on all those. It was ridiculous. What I could have bought, but I didn't care about them because I thought that's not G1.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw Victory Leo and I thought that's not G1.
Yeah, exactly. And Vector Sigma's saying Vector Sigma's just saying he loves the Japanese boxes. Yeah. And I just want to quickly answer. I think it was Transformer Collector. They just asked me as well, but like I said, you can't see this. It says, am I glad I completed the G1 ages ago? Yeah, for obvious reasons, for everything that we've just said. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, I think I paid. I'm sure my Pretender bludgeon was like under a tenner, and now again, I'm saying at least another zero, maybe 2 zeros on that. I've seen a Pretender bludgeon go for £180 loose. So it's crazy.
Is that just the robot or the shell and the robot?
That's it was complete, but it was loose. It was loose, complete Pretender bludgeon, and then just because Vector Sigma's there, so can you see them? There's some Japanese ones. No, exactly.
Action figure experts put, and sort of sucks there was never a issue of Mirage or Sunstreaker. Yeah, that did. That's why I got those KOs, because it was the only way I was ever going to get those figures cheap.
The funny thing is, the irony of all that is, and again, this is a true fact, that out of all the G1 Autobot cars, Mirage was the most common. Because there's only 11 Autobot cars, wasn't there, when they first come out? And Hasbro used to have to fill boxes of 12. And Mirage was always the extra one. So, like, when I was a kid, and I remember as well, everybody had a Mirage. And then, funnily enough, because you now find that he's probably one of the most prone to break easy with his waist snapping in half, his value's, gone through the roof, hasn't it?
Yeah, but I could never find him. My town was terrible for Transformers, apart from Woolworths that had quite a good selection. It was just terrible. It was just the same ones over and over again, and we hardly had any. The only thing I got was a complete set of Constructicons for my 10th birthday, and that was Woolworths, and I remember that. I do remember that was a good birthday.
Well, I think you've got the same, I don't know if it's a problem or not, but like the same sort of issues as that I've got. I'm from Telford, which is a small little town in Shropshire. So, yeah, we've got, we didn't have it. We had a Woolworths as well, exactly the same as you. We had a Woolworths. I vaguely remember there being a toy shop in the town centre, because I remember going there with my mum. But then, that's it. That's 2 toy shops. And as I've said before in one of my other videos, to get my Optimus Prime for my birthday, for 1984 Christmas, for my Christmas present 1984, my mum had to drive from Telford to Sheffield, which is about 3 hours away, just to get it. As I say, she'd rang around. She'd used the Yellow Pages, which is our obviously old phone directory for anybody who's not from the UK. She'd rang around absolutely everywhere to try and find one, and then the nearest one to Telford was Sheffield, so she took a whole day to drive there, pick it up, and then drive it back, bless her. Yeah, that's it. Ultra Marcus put as well, same with Shockwave, Dinobots. You have to go KO for them as there are no reissues. I suppose there's not, is there? But there was the gold box reissues, wasn't there? But not for Shockwave. Shockwave's amazing.
BJP75's put, I saw a nice Japanese Overlord. We'll send you a message if you have the time. Give some advice. Cheers, Baz from Amsterdam.
No problem. Also, if he's looking, I've done an Overload video on my channel already, quite in depth. If you've not seen it, it's actually on my Toys R Us channel. So have a look at that as well. But then anything else, just give me a shout. Yeah, no problem.
Right, I've got some questions for you. Right, this is just a set of questions that someone's sent in, and what me and Owen have come up, especially Owen, because Owen, you know what Owen thinks of you. You're like a living legend to him. So I've got these questions. The first one's from Alpha Prime 88, and he's put, if you could keep only one toy line, which toy line would it be if you could keep just one toy line in your collection?
I am absolutely probably the same as everybody else at the moment. I'm absolutely loving the Siege line. I think they're fantastic. They are great figures. But it's the nostalgia thing and the fact that I love G1. Yes, I've got again, the movie figures and things like that. But for me, it's got to be Generation 1, because that's my childhood, and that's the whole reason I started collecting again, to get things that I had when I was a kid. That's the big thing. There you go.
Right, next one. This is a good one. What's the hardest Transformer you've had to obtain? Hardest Transformer... No, hold on, I'm cocking this. So let me say it again. The hardest Transformer to obtain in your collection. What's the hardest one you've had to get? The toughest one.
You see now, there's a couple of ways to answer this, because obviously some of them... He held onto a figure for me which he could have sold quite easy because it's that big powered gift set. It's rare. It's super rare. As soon as he puts them up on his website, they just disappear. But he allowed me to pay in dribs and drabs, so that would be one of them. The other one was what I actually commented on your photo the other day, and again, it's the curse of the UK, and it was Finback. It was Finback, the Pretender, and it was just because, again, he didn't have a UK release, and he's just so damn hard to find, so hard to get hold of. He was the last figure that I got to complete the Generation 1 figures, just purely because I just didn't see him, and just did not see him. Again, I was lucky enough to get a load of the figures that were only released in America when I went to Florida, and as I say, I was really lucky to get a load there as well. But yeah, Finback. It's I don't know why. Even now, I've only seen one on eBay in the last probably 4 or 5 years, to be fair. And I don't know why he's so rare, but he just is.
We missed out so much, didn't we?
Yeah,
missed out so much being in the UK.
Loads.
Okay, next one. What's the most fun transformer to transform? That's what Owen's put.
Do you know what? It's probably one
the
of
most fun that you like.
I really enjoyed doing that quick switch video the other night because I've forgotten how much fun he was, because he just sort of slots some clips in. But my most fun one's got to be my favourite, isn't it? And my favourite is, contrary to popular opinion, and I'm just going to get, it's Scorponok. I just love that figure. I just absolutely love that entire. I think they can do no wrong with it. The ironic thing is now that I've got the new Titans one. I'd say the most I've done with that Titans one is this, with his arms. That's about it. I've not even attempted to transform him. I think I took the shields off his wrist or whatever once. I'm going to have a good go at him one day when I get a bit of time. But like with the old one, although it just works. You fold the legs up, to get him into Scorpion. You fold the legs out to get him into a base. I just love it. It's just so cool.
I just loved the headmasters. I just remember getting that for Christmas. It was just great. It was cool having them little transformers and then you pulled the chest down and it revealed all the tech spec inside. It was great.
There's a question here. Should we answer this?
Yeah, go on. You can answer it.
It says, what is your definition of a combiner? Do you consider God's Fire? I think you might mean God Jinrai. But anyway, or no, I class Big Powered as a combiner 100%. 100%. Sorry, Baz is messaging me now. 100% class Big Powered as a combiner, because that's exactly what he is. Same as Victory Saber, and here's something controversial: Reflector. He's a combiner. Reflector's a combiner because to make the camera. So definitely.
The True T's put a question here as well.
Yeah. You see, I get asked loads of Beast Wars.
Sorry,
what's your favourite Beast Wars scene?
Yeah.
And the problem I've got with that, and again, I have to be 100% honest, that I need to revisit. I do need to revisit Beast Wars, because at a time, and loads of people, Patriot Primes even said exactly the same thing to me a couple of weeks ago, that for Beast Wars for my age, that was the time we were going out, started going to the pubs and stuff, wasn't it? It was, wasn't it? Was Beast Wars like so for me, I'd seen a few of them, and then I don't know, I've not seen enough of it. Do I class? I didn't like it. I didn't really like it. But Patriot Primes again, he said, and loads of people have said, I'll answer you in a minute, Vector. He said that.
Yes, he's a triple danger.
So's Perceptor. So's Perceptor as well, then, if we say that. But no, Patriot Primes and loads of other people have said, look, get past the first 6 or 7 episodes. And I suppose this makes sense, he says, because they realised that the kids would stop watching it. It was only adults. And I didn't even know, but there's loads of Generation 1 references in the Beast Wars. So I didn't get to them episodes. So I really need to, to get onto that and go back to... Rudy says that. Yeah.
Talking about the scene, to answer that question, mine is when they met Prime and they reconstructed his face and he passed the Matrix to him, and I think Optimus Prime will become Optimus. He become Optimus Optimal or something, Maximal or something. And I like that episode. That was a good one.
I need to. So I do need to rewatch Beast Wars. I want to go back to Rudy Zuzu's question because it's brilliant. It says, "Is Erector? Does it say the best or the rudest? Which one is the best Transformer name ever?" Right. That It is with the Hasbro ones, but I don't know if you remember, Rudy, and I don't know if any else of you have seen it as well, and I'm sorry I keep plugging my channel, but I did a proper in-depth view at Landcross, and if you remember, Landcross, where you combined all the bots, and if you take the two bots' name, whoever forms the torso takes the first name, and whoever forms the bottom takes the second name, and if you recall, or if you don't know, so the 6 bots that form Landcross are Dash Tacker, Wing Waver, and Mac Tackle. So, but if you put Tackle at the top and Waver at the bottom, then you've got Tackle Waver. So that could easily be the best Transformer name ever.
I didn't know that's a good one.
That's a legit toy.
Good.
Tackle Waver. It's probably got
Tackle Waver
on my shelf. Tackle Waver is on my shelf there. So
I need that in the collection to so I can wave me tackle. Tackle Wave. Right, I'll go to another one. That's a good one, that is. I'll have to remember that one. Can you remember, Owen's put this one, can you remember the first time you watched Transformers the movie?
Yes, I was in the cinema. Rudy will know this as well, because Rudy, believe it or not, used to live in Telford or by Telford, and we would have both probably seen it. Not at the same time, obviously, because I've never met him in person, but how ironic would it have been if we'd have been there at the same time? It was called the UCI cinema back then, and yeah, I do remember it, and I do remember, of course I remember it, yeah, and I actually didn't think that, I was expecting Optimus Prime still to come back at the end of that movie. I was like, where is he? And he still didn't come back.
Yeah, it's the only film, and I spoke to Vector about this when I did a live chat with him, it's the only film I can remember hearing 200 kids, proper, it was really bad, 200 kids sob. And I remember my dad saying, they're leaving, and I bet you about 50% of the cinema left. The parents were taking the kids out, and I just remember, I couldn't believe it. And yeah, it was heartbreaking. And I tell you what, I saw that at the cinema when I was 10. My dad bought it me on video the year after, and I watched it once. I never watched it again until I was in my 30s, because I loved it, but I hated it as much as I loved it, because it killed off all my generation of characters.
Yeah, exactly.
In graphic detail to me, and I didn't like it. And it's only now I do appreciate it, and I love the new characters, and I love the toys back then. But I hated the film. It broke me seeing him die.
I know what you mean. I don't
think they realised how much it affected kids. That's why I think in the UK edition they put that bit at the end where they said he will return, didn't they?
Yeah, it says that at the very end. Yeah, I watched that again, same as you. I watch it with my little lad weekly. probably got to be weekly.
Yeah. Owens. He never cried, but I don't think he cared, because he just loves Hot Rod and Rodimus Prime, so he didn't really care about Optimus. Hot Rod is his hero, and it still is. Well, no, I tell a lie. It's Star Saber is his hero now, and Victory Leo, as you know.
Yeah, there we go.
Still goes to bed with them. So
there we go. I've managed to actually balance it, because I'm not as professional as you've got. I've just got a phone, so there you go. That's better. I don't have to hold it anymore.
Big JP75's put, I'm expecting 3 motivators upcoming week. We'll send some pictures.
That's again, this chap here, bless him, he's Baz, the one you're on about, he's basically, again, I've, like with yourself, I see expand your interest in the Japanese figures. With the European exclusives is what I've done with this particular chap, and he's found, do you remember the motivators, which were the Road Caesar, but the European, he's managed to...
Graham's joined.
Yeah,
Collector 75.
Graham's there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing them pictures. Yeah, definitely.
Right, what else have I got? Owen's put, what do you think of the new Transformer movies, the Bayverse movies? What do you really think of them? And can you remember seeing the first one?
I tell you what, do you know what's quite funny? And anybody who's just been, again, listening to Transformers the show, they were talking about these quite a lot. The first one, I remember going to the cinema, and I was, I couldn't wait. I was so excited to watch it, and it was sort of a bit of an anticlimax, to be fair. And then, yeah, I mean, I can watch it now. It's okay. It's actually quite a good film, the first one. And Revenge of the Fallen's all right. Dark of the Moon is tolerable. It's okay. The last one's the worst. Oh man, I felt really bad because my wife got me for Christmas one year, and literally, I think by the time I got watching it, it was probably about August, and it's in my mind, the last night is just so not what Transformers is. Like, whatever that contest thing is, whatever Cogman is, whatever's going on with it, it's just it doesn't do it for me. Whereas I can watch the first movie and think that's all right. I can watch the second one. I can grin and bear their Devastator. I mean, Devastator is so much better than that. But what I do really like the Power Jet Prime when he combines with Jetfire at the end and he kicks everyone's out. I love that. That's brilliant. That's really good. So I can tolerate them too. I think it's very, very good. And I don't understand that with the fan base that they've got, the popularity they've got, they don't need to now just make films to sell toys. They don't need to, which is obviously what, the first ones were, and that's obviously why they do loads of cartoons and stuff. They don't need to. Yeah. They've got a big enough fan base. We've obviously got Hasbro in the UK now as well. Do you know what I mean? We've got Hasbro Pulse in the UK. That's a big step for us UK. It's like you said, we missed out on so many things years and years ago. Now we actually don't, and we won't miss out. So rather than them actually trying to make, or rather than somebody saying, here's some toys, make a movie about it, there's no excuse. I think, the opening 10, 15 minutes, but not even that, 10 minutes of Bumblebee. If they made a film like that from start to finish, that's what you're after. That whole opening sequence, that beginning of Bumblebee is the best live action Transformers footage I think I've ever seen. Even though, again, I like Power Jet Prime, Revenge of the Fallen, but that opening 10 minutes at the beginning of Bumblebee, that's that. If they can do a whole story, that's what we want. That's what we want. It doesn't have to be for either. It doesn't have to be for kids. They've proved it. It doesn't have to be for kids.
I hated them. I got to admit, back then, I think it was about 2004 or 5, and there was a board, there was like these boards when they used to do like Transformer boards, and you joined and you talked about it, and there was one, I think is it Don Murphy or something his name was, and he put up a board for that film, and it showed you, I remember seeing it for the very first time, the first artist impression of Optimus Prime, and I was just like, no. No, and there was all stories and rumours of who was going to voice Optimus Prime. I mean, there was rumours of Tom Hanks and George Clooney were going to voice him, and it was the fans. It was actually the fans who said, no, you have to get Peter Cullen to do it. And for me, if it hadn't been for Peter Cullen voicing him, it would have been a total flop. I just didn't like him. I mean, it's great for the generation that really like him, but I hated him because all I wanted was what we've just been talking about was the first 10 minutes of Bumblebee.
That's definitely the best.
What I wanted.
And again, with this date, of course they could make a movie like that with the CGI, with everything they've got going now. They could make an amazing film. Amazing.
Collector Bots beginning of Bumblebee was amazing. A full movie like that would blow me away. Yeah, it would. I think that's what we all want to see, and it'd be interesting to see what this new, is it Beast Alliance, new Transformer film, what that's going to be like.
No way.
We just don't know, do we yet, really, what that's going to be like.
Someone's put, actually, is there any Transformer line you don't have anything of? Didn't have any big machines, but then someone very kindly sent me one.
No, I never got into that either, Beast Machines.
Only a handful of the Cybertron figures, and I've only got literally a couple, I think, of Armada, but Unicron, and maybe a couple of others. Again, for me, as we talked when I started collecting again, so I've got like a big gap from about 95, 96 to about 2002 of the new stuff, which I just didn't. New at the time it was new that I just didn't really pick up. I picked it, but again, that wasn't when it was released. I was like, oh wow, finally they've released one. Do you know what I mean? So that's my biggest gap. Beast Machine. Again, the only reason I've got them is because Tim Banerjee, bless his heart, he said, you haven't got any of these, and he sent to me, which he didn't need to at all. It was really nice of him, but there you go. So no, my main ones are the general.
Graham's put Beast Machines doesn't get enough love.
There you go, see. Oh, yes, yeah, there you go. No, to be fair, there's somebody else talking about, again, that recently, and it looked okay, but, again, with the beauty of the fact that we've got the internet and you can just type into YouTube anything, then, I can revisit them.
Ultra Marcus, but Russ, do you plan to get six shots and 6 quick switches?
Now, Mr. Ultra Marcus, I get asked this all the time, and again,
You've got to.
No, because then I've got to get 6 nights. And that's the Japanese equivalent. Can you imagine how much that cost me? Anyway, but what I was trying to... It depends. If I'm at a car boot and there's one there for £2-3 I'm going to have it. Even if there's one on eBay, probably for, and it doesn't happen very often. If there's one under a tenner, then I'll probably pick it up. But I've got no burning desire to. But I could also be super pedantic and say with 6 shot, there's actually 7 modes. There's a Winged Tiger mode, which isn't in the instructions, but they're used in the cartoon all the time. So you could actually have 7 of them. But then if you need a boxed one as well, you need 8, and then we're just getting silly.
I tell you, talking about getting Transformers and gaps in collecting, in years, say, between 95 and 2000, whatever, I had quite a few of the RID, and I liked them. They really got me back into collecting, and then I did have a fair few of Armada and Energon, and I had a few from Cybertron or Galaxy Force, but I didn't really that's when I really sort of stopped collecting then after that.
The funny thing the funny thing with that is I've got loads of movie figures. I've got absolutely loads of movie figures, but funnily enough, like complete line. I've got all the Thrilling 31. I've got all the Prime as well. Transformers Prime, I really like that. And Transformers Prime.
Yeah,
everything. I even managed to get some crazy things imported from America that I'd never seen before, like Target exclusives, little box sets and stuff like that. Where are they? Oh. I think that's the only one that we saw in the UK, that little one. And then they had all these crazy ones in America. They're them, and they're oh, there you are. Look, that's an exclusive Target one. It says there.
Yeah, I can see it.
I really like these.
Yeah.
I think they're fantastic, the Prime lines. I managed to get in all of them. But then the problem that I got is because I went and got all the Prime, that obviously space is a huge thing. So like now with the newer stuff, even though I absolutely love the Siege stuff, the Netflix stuff, Earthrise and all that, I've just got to be more picky because I've got no space. And I tend to not. If I've already got like a couple of, like the new Galvatron, I can't wait for that because that's really good. But
I've changed my mind about that. I've changed my mind. I didn't like it. Like I said to you, it looked strange, but now I've seen the different pictures. It's growing on me. I do like it.
Collector 75 said of the 11 ones. Yes, mate, they are. They're, I don't know if you can see them. But I didn't see these. And again, this was just the other thing. I'm pretty sure they're all Legends. This might be slightly bigger. What were they called? Cyberverse Commander class or something like that? What were they called?
Yeah.
But anyway, so I was just replying to that. With the newer ones, and again, it's probably because I've not got the affiliation with the Beast Wars. I'm not bothered. The only cheater I'm going to buy, and I begrudgingly will be buying him because he's coming out in a Netflix box, and obviously history's told us that if you can get hold of the limited edition or the special edition figures, then it does you good in the future to get hold of them. Buying.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do when you run out of room? Because that room is just like...
Yeah.
It's trembling at the walls. There's that much good stuff in there.
I've already had to... A lot of my box figures are like this here now. That I can't actually put them on display anymore, so they're just... Can you see them?
Yeah.
So they're just sort of stacked like that, which unfortunately is obviously not how I want to display them. But I think, again, it's just being... I think I put it in a video just before Christmas that because some of the things, and a few people always say this, it's quite funny that in the UK we've got like B&M and Home Bargains and stuff like that. But and the gym I used to work at was literally next door. It was adjacent to a B&M. So like loads of times I'd go in there and I'd come out with like a couple of figures because they were like a £5. So like I did that with, funny enough, the last night and some of the Age of Extinction figures, I've actually had to put them in a box and I've just had to put them in the storage because I have run out of space. So the big thing is that maybe I just need longer shelves because some of the shelves you can just stand the bottom and the longer shelves is bigger in it. There's a few.
Yeah, I just can't believe. When did I see that collection? When did I come up to yours? Was it September?
Lockdown, wouldn't it? Would have been after the first lockdown because you couldn't. Because obviously I wasn't showing it until then. We didn't know each other till then. It would have been. I can't remember when it would come out. It probably would have been maybe July-ish. I can't remember, something like that. I think so.
I've been on holiday because we went to the safari park, and it was after that. So it must have been September. It must have been September time because I went away, didn't I? Yeah. After. So yeah, it was September time. How quick that's gone. Cannot wait to be back in that room and also to do some videos, some comparison, because we started and then we had to stop again. Yeah. And I've also took them out the boxes now because I don't want to take them out the boxes, but I'm glad I did because they'll make for good viewing when we do them. Into that, didn't they? They said, what's the difference? Obviously I got my G1 box and you get your KO box, but at the time they said you weren't willing to open them, which is fair enough, and that's what I put in the comments. I put, look, they're not mine and the guy's not willing to open them, but now you have, and now we can do much more in-depth ones. Yeah, it'll be. It's a bit of an eye-opener. It's quite, like we said before, the box was scary, but it's even more if you were selling it just loose, saying this is a genuine sell-up Mirage or Sunstreaker. I can't tell because I haven't got the original, so when we get them side by side, good to see. It'll be a bit of an eye-opener. Hold on, let me just have a look at this. What's the most obscure country that you bought a Transformer from? Oh, that's a good question. Because you must have bought from a lot of countries over in the world. You must have. Again, I think it was this. We're probably going back to about pre-2010, just when I was getting loads of stuff. Again, now everybody knows there's eBay.com, and they're probably eBay. I don't know, but I've tried searching for them. But I knew that eBay.nl was Netherlands. It's DE was Germany, and I managed to work out. And sometimes I cheat and I Google Translate. And I know, as I say, that scatola is the Italian word for box. So I find eBay Italy. I wouldn't understand a word that eBay Italy said. But all I knew is that if I typed in Transformers scatola into the search bar, it would bring up all the gig boxes and stuff that I love because I like boxes. As for weird is, I don't know. I mean, I'm quite lucky. Again, if I go away anywhere, I'll always have a nose, see what they've got, see if they've got some different packaging and all that sort of stuff. But I think now it's all sort of standard packaging, isn't it? But yeah, I suppose, no, I can't think, really. Not the craziest. I'm trying to think. No, not really. I mean, most of my stuff, the only old figures I buy now maybe from Japan, but I wouldn't say it's an obscure place. It's far away. Don't get me wrong, it's really far away, but I can't pinpoint anything like that. I think is he like, I don't know, but like non-EU countries? Is that the question, or is it just where's? Yeah, I'd like to say like a non-EU because that's one thing I've looked at, and you've told me about stuff like this because that Ultra Magnus I had was from Guernsey. Yes, I didn't realise, and I was thinking, and because like I said to Laura, I said, will you have to pay for customs? So I worry about that when you look at, especially you must have to pay a lot when you get them from Japan. There must be a customs charge, say Australia and places like that, because I know nothing about this, and this is where you're a bit of an expert on it. It's so indifferent, and there's no right, there's no wrong way. There's sometimes I suppose the word is the correct words to use. I don't do it intentionally, but I suppose sometimes that they slip through the net. Sometimes they come absolutely fine and you get enough. You're like, oh, but then 90% of the time, well, not 90%, it's probably not even that. As I say, 80% of the time, you'll get a letter, and it's usually Parcel Force. Parcel Force always matches my international parcels, and then you get a letter for it, basically saying that you need to pay these particular fees before they even send them you. But then the other good thing as well is if you find friends around the world, which I've got quite a few now, you can you can have them be routed to them for them to then resend to you. Just I didn't tell anybody that. That's what I do. Yeah, that's what I've done before. But then it is because it's a gift, isn't it? I don't know. I've got these loads of questions. I'm thinking, have I asked him this one? Because Owen will kill me if I don't ask you him. Here we go. This is the classic one. What's your favourite Transformer in your collection? It's your baby.
Ooh, good. Again, obviously, I don't want to keep giving the same answers to all these questions because it's not with you, with everybody that asks them. Everybody, again, you can tell from what I've already said that I really love Scorponok. Scorponok's one of my favourite one, but like a newer baby that I've got, it's got to be Metal Hawk.
Yeah, Metal Hawk. Yeah,
got to be one of my new ones. He's not not cheap, but he's not my most expensive, and he's probably not my rarest. But I just love him. I mean, it's just die-cast metal protector. Just amazing.
Yeah, and we never got him here.
No, nothing like him. He's just amazing. He's just, I love metal. And I don't know what it is, because I liked this before I saw the cartoon. And the weird thing, I've discussed it with you, and I even say on every Pretender video I do that at the time as a kid, I didn't really like him. But then when I saw that book, I was like, oh, who's this? And then, Metal Hawk's probably a new baby.
Holy Grail. I think I know what this is. What is the next Holy Grail that you are going to get?
See, I was going to say that's the thing with me. I am lucky enough, and I did mention before that I a particular seller who I don't want to say dealer because he's not a dealer. He's a lovely chap, and he allowed me, as I say, a payment plan for 15 months to get the one that I actually wanted. There's two. There's probably three, to be fair. Everybody knows, again, I love Scorponok, so I have to have a Black Zarek. Grail, 75, if you're still on there, man, I'm so jealous of that. It's just amazing. But the problem that I've got is that if I'm going to spend that amount of money on a figure, and again, I'm going to be buying, it's going to be over a long period of time, it's going to be chipping away at it. But the thing is, if I'm going to spend that much money on a figure, then I might as well spend that little bit extra and get it in a box. They're expensive anyway, but the problem is when it comes in a box, it comes in Scorpion mode, and then the danger of that is it's here he is. Look, pay £200. There's his. You paid. It's another zero on that now, pal, with a box. But yeah.
But you know what Graham's put there, Russ, is that I remember, like I said to you before about auto assembly. Yeah. I remember seeing all those, and I definitely remember seeing Black Zarek on the shelf. And I think it might have been the Space Bridge.
Yeah, same. Paul Hitchens got. He always used to sell loads.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was £200. And I remember thinking, that's nice, but I'm not paying £200. If I only had just bit the bullet, and because I had the money and just bought it.
The picture on TF Source of Paul Hitchens, Collector's Corner, and it's a picture of him. I think it is at the 2001. Whatever it was, it might have been an auto assembly, and he's got a box Lyokaser for £80. £80. You can see it on this picture with him, all of the Transformers behind him, and it just stands out straight away. And I'm like, what madness!
If only I'd have known back then. No, I just pure ignorance of being 25 and just thinking, them are not G1. Like I said, them are not G1. That's not Ironhide. What's this rubbish? But now my absolute baby and my, well, there's two, and you probably know, there's not many toys that I've, well, it wasn't me who opened the box, it was Owen, as you know.
Yeah, that's it.
That I went, and I held it and I was like, this is fantastic. And that was Victory, Leo and Star Saber. Just fantastic toys. And it's like what we've said, if they'd have sold them in the UK, maybe the G1 line would have still kept going for a few more years, but they never did.
And again, I think that anyway, everyone's talking about the gold plastic. Yeah, exactly. Actually, this problem. That's what I'm saying. If I do get a Black Zarek, then it's quite funny actually, because Chuck said if you do get him from me, and you're gonna do a video on him, he says make sure you let me know because he wants to watch it. He wants to watch me transform it live. Oh, there you go. Wish I'd pay. That's it. They are daft, but to be fair, again, it's searching for the right. Again, with a lot of my Japanese figures, you can use Japanese websites, but I'm lucky that I've got. And for those of you who don't know who I'm talking about, his name's Chuck Liu, and he's got an absolute amazing website. It's called artfire2000.com, and that is all Japanese figures. And he's such a nice guy, and he lets you do payment plans as well. obviously he's not going to send you the figure, but he makes it achievable for normal people like me, you, like Simon, to afford figures that you just haven't got a hope in hell of getting any other chance. So yeah,
he's looking for some spare parts for me for
he's brilliant.
Star Saber.
Yeah,
but I mean, thanks to you, I've got Transformers now, which you've sorted out for me. I thought I'd never have in my collection, and Owens, but it's you are my not dealer. What do we say?
Distributor. I don't know what it is, but it's like I say, if you put the hard work and effort in, I think I did a video just after Christmas, typically just before lockdown again, and I had a boxed Japanese Scattershot complete. I had the loose Braver from Road Caesar with the Brainmaster, and I also had, it was the train bots, wasn't it, as well? Do you remember it was the train bots? And that was just...
Yeah, I love them.
It was just a little thing, and I got all of them from Japan, shipped all the lot over for it was under £2. So I got 6 train bots, which again's rating. I got Braver loose, and I got a box complete in Takara box Japanese. Because looking for it, like I say, if and it's hard to say. People don't know. We don't know. I was guilty at first. Everybody goes to eBay, and it's actually loads of people call it Evil Bay, don't they? And I didn't realise that.
Yeah, it's true.
People call it Evil Bay.
True.
People do, but if you don't know, then enable it. If you don't know, then you don't know. But there are Japanese websites. There's one called Bai, there's one called Joust, there's one called Mandarake, and they are literally just like what our eBay is. And thank heavens now there's translators on it as well, so you can translate. And then the thing is, it's if you put the hard work in, if you trawl through all these lists, you're going to find a bargain, same as you will do on eBay, because people will always list Transformers just as Transformers. I brought one of the best examples of things. I brought a box G1 Iron Ratchet, a box G1 complete Ironhide for £12 complete from eBay. And this was about 2 years ago, it wasn't long ago, because all they listed it as was Transformers. They listed it as Transformers Generation 1. It would have sailed. So the thing is, by going onto these Japanese websites and putting the hard work in, you've got to type in the most basic words. You've got to just type in Transformers. And you've got to scroll through everything. And this includes, the electronic Transformers, that, not just the figures. But if you scroll through it, you'll find a bargain. And it's not always guaranteed, but it's that's why.
There was one website, and it's when I first saw knockoffs, and I can't remember what it was called. Oh, yes, I do. I Offer. Okay. Do you remember that one? Do you remember that website, I Offer? And it was shut down. That's the first place I saw knockoffs, because you could get. I mean, that was back in 2007 or 8, and you could buy a knockoff of Shockwave for like £20, 30 quid, something like that. But eventually it was shut down. I got to take them up. It was shut down. But that's where I first saw and heard about knockoffs.
Madness. I can't remember. I don't know what it was. I think I just learned. Can't remember. I'm sure I saw one on eBay and I thought that can't be right. And then, Christ, not.
Yeah, you see, he remembers.
He remembers it. And then funnily enough, somebody was brilliant. Somebody messaged me straight out of the bat on eBay. It was literally, funnily enough, the only good thing I said was somebody just sent me a message and said, you need to check out that website, which I told everybody else about. HTF, hard to find Transformers, HTFs, HTFs.com. And then there's a full list of all your knockoffs and everything.
I've heard of that one. I've heard of that website.
It doesn't sell them. It's just a complete guide of how to spot the differences with everything. Can you carry on talking?
Yeah. High end. That's another good website. Is High End TFs.
What am I about? High End TFs, yeah.
Oh, High End TFs, yeah. High End TFs. That's quite educational. But it's like what we did with our videos. It doesn't beat actually looking at them, so people can actually see.
That's the problem, innit?
The differences. That's the beauty of it. It's just a shame we haven't been able to actually do it yet.
That's the one.
Oh, there we go. I've got to put my glasses on like an old man again.
If anybody wants to find out about knockoffs, that's your website. That's your website.
Okay.
You click on it. You click on find your bot. It'll give you, a good detailed account. It's brilliant. It's saved my bank balance a few times.
Are you going to get eventually a complete collection of Transformers graded? Because that's the next level I said to you that you've got to go. Because you must have a few now.
I counted the other day, I think I've got 30 odd of them graded, but I've got about 65 waiting to send off, because obviously, again, I can't afford to send it off because it costs money to send off for grading, but that would be some feat. I even think that's...
You've got a question here, Russ. Eric.
Could I check if Motormaster has 2 circles around his face? What's he mean? In a box or in the loose one? Oh, my Motormaster... 2 seconds.
You have to find out. This is interesting. That's Motormaster. Never had Motormaster.
Does he mean these 2 which are either side of the face? Where's my camera on me thing? There's 2 circles there, other side of his face. See it?
I think that's what he means, yeah.
Yeah, that one, the robot one has. I'll check the others if he wants me to, but yeah, that one has, yeah.
When I was a kid, I thought Motormaster was rubbish.
Did you?
I just thought he was a big block. That's why I went with the Constructicons, because I liked Onslaught. I mean, I love the little cars, Breakdown and Dead End and all them. But when it come to like Motormaster, he was just like this block, and I thought, and I regret it now because I really like him. But that's a 10-year-old kid for you. Davey Windmiller, would you say that anyone wanting to get their 5G ones and not have to pay a lot of cash, would you say KO is okay? Yeah, I would do, wouldn't you? If you've not got the cash.
I suppose sometimes it's
the way to go.
Sometimes there's just no alternative. So, it depends, doesn't it? It was just my side.
One thing that I would say about KOs, and I say to like people collecting, I've got them, I've got a lot. I've got a lot. Well, not a lot. I've got a fair few.
Yeah.
KOs are great to display. But if you want to get a KO to transform and play with, no, I wouldn't, because you're better off just getting a junker and maybe doing it up, because the KOs, they're cheaply made, and you can tell they look great for display, like Mirage and all those, but
it's all right. It's just
transforming things. I had Sunstreaker, and Sunstreaker looked great. Owen played with him, and he snapped. It didn't last long, 2 or 3 weeks.
Sorry, I'm just answering Eric. Someone's told him that if it's got circles on it, it's a KO. This is completely unused content, Motormaster, so I'm going to open it now and we'll have a look. It's not sealed, so don't worry. I've not just opened a sealed product. This one's...
Onslaught's probably the best of the Scrabble City team. Scramble City team leaders. Yeah, he is. I agree with that. I love him. Onslaught. Yes, just to display. Yeah, definitely, Dave. Definitely the way to go. Then if you're strapped for cash.
Yeah, they've all.
And you don't want to pay up.
I think the circles could just be that it was made in different. The problem that you've got with Transformers is that there's so many variants. I mean, if you think about it, and again, this is probably what I'm doing with my channel. If you think about it, right, let's just go off the top of my head. Italy, you've got Gig, who made Transformers. Japan, you've got Takara. America, you've got Hasbro. France, you've got Sage. Mexico, you've got IGA. And then you've got all these other companies that made Transformers. And there's always going to be, and again, that's, I think, what I'm trying to do with my channel, just to show people that there's just these things that have got just slight differences. And I presume you're always going to find them. But yeah, I think that could explain the circles being on some and not on some, if I'm being honest.
I just put together the first bots from the Bayverse 2007 movie. I've opted for the third-party Ratchet with the updated colour scheme. It's superb. I'm not sure what about those figures.
I've got the original figures, but I don't. Again, it's not because I don't. I've got no space. I've just not gone down the third-party line with any of them, to be fair. I've not. The only third-party, and that's because some people have told me that they are, is the little Just Toys, World's Smallest Transformers. I don't buy third parties. Not because I've got anything against them. I've just got no space. I've only got enough stuff there for the normal stuff.
I never collected any of the, say, the Bayverse movie toys. I had just no interest whatsoever. Although I do like the look of that. Well, it's not Bayverse. Well, it isn't it? Bumblebee. They've just released pictures of the new Masterpiece Prime, which that looks nice, but that's just going to be a ridiculous price.
So I was just reading what Dave said. Sorry, carry on. I was just missed that because I was sorting out Rose Motormaster, wasn't I?
What's making you? Because I noticed you put them on your videos. You're tempted to go back down the Masterpiece line. How come you've took like an interest back into Masterpieces?
I want Raiden. I want Raiden. I think that Raiden's going to be amazing. I mean, I think I like them, but again...
Well, hold on. I didn't know that they're doing a Masterpiece of Raiden.
Yes!
Oh, no.
Yeah, they are.
That's going to be ridiculous. That's going to be a ridiculous price, and that's going to definitely have to be a KO weight for me, because that's going to be... When's that going to be released?
They started making it over a year ago. It's been about 18 months in production. It's coming now. I wouldn't be surprised if we've got pictures in the next few months.
Oh, no, Raiden. I do love it. That's one... I spoke to a couple of weeks ago about that. That is one little collection of Japanese figures that I'd love, is the train bots. I had the RID ones years ago. I can't remember what they were called. I sold them with the rest of them. But, I can't believe that. A Masterpiece Raiden.
Yeah, it'd be class. So, I mean, I like it. I've always liked... And I've said this before, and obviously this isn't me having a dig when you say this, because, like, you've brought the KOs. At the time, I didn't buy any KOs, but, like, the turning point for me was, I think it was either Inferno, and it definitely was Hound. The prices for I mean, I know there's loads of UK guys who are in the chat now, but the prices for Masterpiece for us UK guys are a joke. Hound is £130, which is $200, right?
Yeah.
Prime, I think he's MP44. Give me if I've got his number wrong, whichever way. He's £425. That's $650 for a figure. It's 425 English pounds for that figure. And I can't, I could buy a Desirous boxed for that. And what would I rather have? I would much rather have a boxed Desirous than I like the new MPs. They're amazing. But the thing is, as well, from what I've seen, the sell-on isn't as great. Whereas with the G1, you can guarantee that if I brought that Desirous and if I ever got in real money trouble, I could sell him far quickly than I could sell MP44. There you are.
The prices put me off Masterpiece. Yeah.
I mean,
I paid 22 quid for that Masterpiece Ironhide, that knockoff, and it's exactly the same. And it's fantastic. Doesn't it? It feels quality. When you transform it, it doesn't feel like it's going to break. It's 22 quid instead of paying, I don't know, how much is Ironhide Masterpiece? About 120.
Well, that's it. The last three Masterpieces that I brought with the Nissan Fair Ladies, it was Prowl, Script, and again, it's all the same mould, just slightly different, and they were still 70 quid each. And I think I only got them. I think they were supposed to be 90, but because I decided, but I think because I basically agreed to pre-order all three, it didn't reduce cost. I mean, and that's, we're talking 2050, 2040, whatever it was. We're still talking 200. Again, because I pre-ordered, so I had time to save up for it. Still talking £210 for three figures that you can now get them for way less. My opinion on HasLab Unicron is, it's amazing. It's amazing, isn't it?
That must be on the cards for you.
Right, okay, then here we go. I've kept this secret for so long. Kept this secret. This is a Transformers UK exclusive. I've been saying on my videos, on my WhatsApp Wednesdays, that I do have figures sourced. I do have figures being held for me, and I have an incredibly nice guy in America who has got one for me, and he is holding it for me. I'm paying him in little bits of dribs and drabs So yeah, I can officially announce that I will be having. I'm not going to say on my YouTube, so don't ruin my YouTube, everybody. I'm going to keep that a secret. It's come out here. I've got one store. I cannot wait for it to come. I've just got to stump up the cash and pay the rest for it. So when it gets here, I'll be buzzing.
Ultra Marcus has put out Masterpiece Tracks KO for £25. There's nothing wrong with it. No, there's nothing wrong with them.
There you go.
At all. So I got the Shockwave. No, I haven't got Shockwave. Owen's got the Shockwave. Most of them are his. And the grapple. The grapple was fantastic. The grapple was amazing. Bumblebee split. I had that the actual bonnet split on that. That's the worst one out of all of them. Was the Bumblebee KO Masterpiece.
It's the thing again with Masterpieces. My Seekers were like MP. I'll answer that in a second, Graham. My Seekers were the MP3, 4, whatever, 7, whatever it is. How many times are they going to keep doing them? There's at least 3 molds for Seekers, isn't there? It's got to be. Thundercracker's had, Scorpion's got his normal one, then he's got his cape. Everyone's got. There's too many. There's 2 Bumblebees. There's 3 Optimus Primes. 2 Megatron. There's too many of them, and I like variants, but I like variants that I can afford. Ultra Marcus, yes, it is a secret. I haven't got the money to pay for him in full. Graham Collector 75, it's looking at as well. It's going to cost me about $150 shipping, unfortunately, so that's got to go on top of that. Oh, isn't it? It's huge. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is big.
It's looking at costing about that. Thankfully. Eric's put a normal World for Cybertron Earthrise figure cost over £33 each here in Sweden. Yeah, there you go. I talked about it quite a lot. He's the guy who helped me find the Skystalker box that's literally here. He tagged me in it. He's like, there you go, have a look at that. Yeah, that's expensive. That is, pal. That is, isn't it? Fair play.
Yeah. £33. Is that for a deluxe, or is that for a I don't know what the entry ones are called now. Basic.
Well, Collector's got one as well. Wow, amazing. Didn't they had one, Graham? That's amazing. Great news. I just had to have one, and I managed to get hold of somebody in America who I trust enough, obviously, and he trusts me. So, yeah, buzzing.
It's just come up. Mine's delaying here. The questions are coming up here on Unicron is the size of a bass drum. The package, laugh out loud. I got caught mine last week. That is one I haven't got. My house isn't big enough to have a Unicron. There's just no way that would fit. I don't know where I'd put it. Just no room at all.
Oh, Kapow, yeah, Kapow. That's what he's saying.
Well, have you got anything lined up Transformer-wise? No, you can't. I can't reveal. I can't say. I can't pull out too many secrets. What else is coming your way Transformer-wise in the coming weeks? If it's a secret, don't worry. Don't tell us.
I'll just quickly reply to Eric. Yes, Deluxe is just your normal Wheeljack figure. So the standard figures are what's classed as Deluxe. All the ones which come in the boxes now. So like your RC, Wheeljack, Sideswipe, Red Alert. They're all classed as what are classed as Deluxe now. Secrets wise, I mean the biggest obviously one was Unicron. But I've been itching to tell people that anyway because everyone, especially on this is my Instagram, not my YouTube. Everybody's like, oh, you're going to get one. And I'm like, So, yeah, I've got one in there. With regards to other things, again, I've got at the moment, without telling you exactly what they are, I've got a guy in Spain who's got something for me. I've got a guy in Argentina who's got something for me. I've got a guy in Canada who's got something for me. I say got something for me. What I mean by that is they've got figures for me that they're willing to sell me, but they're willing to wait however long it takes for me to pay them. Which again is just so nice of them because they understand that at the moment we are in lockdown. We're all having it quite bad. I'm a self-employed personal trainer. There's not been a gym open since January the 3rd. There's not going to be a gym until April the 12th. Fingers crossed in this country. So my spending's gone completely. I haven't been able to spend in ages. Anything that you've seen me with my, new on my channel or or new on my Instagram. It isn't really new. It's either things that I've had a couple of things for my birthday. Obviously, I've had a bit of money there, and it's mainly trading and swapping things because I've got so many doubles and things like that. So, but yeah, like I said, I've got some things on hold in Argentina, Spain, Canada, America, and Italy off the top of my head. So there's loads of things coming in, and the brilliant thing about this Instagram and the brilliant thing about this YouTube is that it's given, I don't want to say giving my channel a platform, it's given me a platform, because I don't have to go onto eBay anymore and type in Scatola and search, because I get people from Italy just send me a direct message and say, I've got this, have you got this? And I'm like, no. And they're like, do you want it? And then again, it's made, like, I'm sure you probably get people offer you figures, Simon. I'm sure you get, it's made.
I have, yeah. I've been sent stuff. I've actually been sent stuff, and like we were saying about the community.
Yeah.
How amazing it is. It's just, it's the generosity of some people. It's crazy, and you just know these people just on here. They're not. It's not like people who live next door. It's people online, and it's fantastic. Incredible.
Literally, as I say, that's 5 different countries, a few different continents. For all I know, they couldn't really need the money themselves, but they are literally holding it for me. And, again, I'm not even back in work until next month. Emput's a lovely chap, brilliant guy. He went and brought me that book. Of course, I'm going to pay him back, which is such a nice thing. But, like, he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to go and buy that book for me, and he's holding on for it for me now, so I can have it. It's just really nice that people do things like that for you. So, yeah, I've got quite a lot.
Go on, sorry, carry on.
I was just going to say, yeah, I've got so many things lined up. It's exciting, because every time that I get something new, I'm excited as well, because I'm still the kid that loves it. I'm still the kid that gets to do this. And, I'm literally sitting in a room and I'm laughing when I say it. I'm made up days. Have you got that's the book, Graham? That's the one that Input got me, and I have. Of course, I've not asked him to send it me yet. I've not given him the money, so he's told me it's very good. He's got me the T-shirt with it. But what we're talking about, Simon, like the guidebooks I've got, which have got each figure in and all their weapons and everything in. Yes, I will, Graham. It's basically it's a BotCon one, so. You've probably seen my BotCon shelves, which are all the figures that were only ever released at BotCons and conventions. It's just a book to them, so it's just a really detailed, good look at the BotCon figures, and I can't wait to get that as well. So that's something else that's coming in.
I need to ask Graham. Graham, what's the T-shirt like? Were you happy with it?
Oh, he's on that.
I've got my Dirge one. I just want to know what, because I think he bought one. I put him onto the company that sell him. I just want to know if his was any good.
Who's that? Oh, Lee's joined. All right, Lee. Lee's a good friend of Ultramarcus, and he's a really, really, really nice chap as well. He's another guy, Diamonds.
Is that Lee Aitken Tattoos?
Yeah. Honestly, he's a diamond. I've never met him before. But...
What do you think of the... I know you've got one of them, but what do you think of the Studio Series, the 86 figures?
Me? Again, I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed.
Are you going to collect them, or are you just going to think, no, I'm not going to go into that. That's another rabbit hole.
What you are saying is exactly as I was thinking. I'm not going into that line. I've got no space. And then we've missed him out. We've got to give him a shout out. He's not only a Phil from Robot Recruits. Another amazing bloke. Another website, fantastic guy. He sent me one. What can I do? So nice, and nice of him to do it. It's an amazing figure, and it was a rabbit hole that I didn't want to go down. I'm kind of hoping that they can't obviously do too many. Everyone said, "Oh, everybody." I'm just kind of hoping they can't really do. Let's be honest. If they're only going to stick to the figures which are in that movie, then it shouldn't be a massive signs.
The only one that interests me, what's released at the moment, is I do like the look of Scourge, but I've just heard some horror stories of Scourge that they're cheap and they break and they scratch and the paint comes off, and that's what's putting me off them. I'm like, No, I'm not now. I'm not going to. I'm not going to get them.
What of them? But they, they've just released Ultra Magnus twice. Siege and Earthrise, and a Netflix. What more? They can't really change anymore. I've already got one of them. Same with RC. I'm sure they can't really change here. I've got one of them. Hot Rod's obviously totally different. The Cyclonus one, that comes under King. But what they're going to do, they could probably just repackage him. There's no way they're going to change that mold.
Yeah.
Are they? So I'll probably get a few of them, but I probably won't get them all.
So we've had a Siege Ultra Magnus, we've had an Earthrise Ultra Magnus, we've had a Netflix Ultra Magnus, and we've got a Kingdom Ultra Magnus. That's what I mean. Yeah, I've just thought about it. It's like, how many more times are they going to bring him out?
So that's what I mean. They can't do a studio series unless they keep exactly the same thing. Maybe just give it. Of course, they give him a different box, but they give him a different box, and maybe just, I don't know, like Grimlock had that non-transformable wheel. Maybe you can have Daniel.
Stunticons, Dave. Definitely Stunticons.
Yeah, gotta be on it.
Yeah, I didn't like the aerial bot. I didn't like him in that episode in the cartoon when they were cocky. Yeah, definite Stunticons all the way.
Yeah, there's Ultra Marcus, of course.
That's one team I'd like to finish collecting is the Constructicons, because that's one of the first things. Excuse me. That's one of the first things you sorted out for us. Do you remember back in the?
Yeah.
I think it was back in the spring last year. It was a couple of the Constructicons.
First time started, I started selling a few figures again. Yeah. Time and yeah, that's how I got to know you, because you brought a couple of figures off me.
Yeah, it was. I got Long Haul, and you sorted out Scavenger. I did have Scavenger, but he's mint on card. I'm not opening him up, but you got me Scavenger.
Was it Hook?
What else was it? No, it wasn't Hook.
Motormaster. It was Motormaster, because you coloured his chroming.
Mixmaster. Mixmaster, Scavenger, and oh, come on, sorry, what was it?
I can't remember. It was ages ago.
And Twin Twist.
I thought you meant a Constructicon. Yeah, I got you Twin Twist. And I got Blair and stuff.
Yeah, you got me that. It was, I can't remember. It'll come back to me. That's one set I'd love to get. And that's one I've been tempted to buy a KO, but I'm not doing KOs anymore, not G1 wise. I like, you've set me on the path of original. Nothing beats the mouldy smell of original G1 boxes. It can't be replicated. KOs are nice, like we've spoke before, but it's nothing beats to know that thing is 30 odd years old. It's great. I love it. And I still can't find my Metroplex. Still been in that loft. Still can't find it. I've got all the accessories, and I cannot find that Transformer anywhere.
There you
go. What else? I've got out of my mind when I ask questions. Oh, blimey, because I've gone through my list.
Does anybody who's online want to ask anything?
Yeah, because if not, I'll let you go, because we've been talking an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, we have, haven't we? It's all right.
If anyone's got any questions you want to ask Russ. Otherwise...
Let's see Russ's guns.
Let's see Russ's guns.
No way. That's embarrassing. Does he want it really? I'll be embarrassed.
You've got to do it. You've got to do it, because look at that.
Is that all right?
But a lot of people don't realise that that's what you do. That's you're a personal trainer.
Yeah. I think that's the other thing that shocked everybody the most as well.
He's put behave.
And he's put do it. It's not I'm not the typical toy collector, am I, sir?
No. I do remember when you put that video up last year that your picture was, I think it's what your Facebook picture is. Yeah. And I was like, nah, that's not him. That's a fake picture. But it was. Put Megatrons to shame, boy. He's took his top off. He's took his top off everyone.
No, I haven't.
It's the six-pack. The six-pack's coming out.
Where is it? I'm getting the El Greco stuff.
The hearts are coming out so that they want to see it.
He's asked for the El Greco ones. So for those of you who don't know, somebody's just asked for El Greco, and El Greco is, yes, the Greek makers of Transformers, and there's a Greek buffer.
That's lovely.
And then there is a Greek miscarded huffer on a brawn card.
I wouldn't like to ask how much that's going to be worth in maybe 20 years' time.
Don't know. I like the Greek stuff. That's another.
Russ, when is the next unboxing video?
You see, that's it. The thing is, when I get stuff, I don't know. Again, it's as and when I can afford things. So I think the next big thing that's coming, it might be Unicron, but I don't hold my breath. I've got to get quite a lot before then. I've got nothing coming in. I don't think I've got nothing coming in. I mean, I have got a Cyclonus that's been on pre-order forever, but that's just a new figure. As in the older ones, I haven't got anything like that yet. But yeah, as soon as I'm back at work, then everything's going to be like, I've got so much things on hold for me. As soon as I'm back at work, yeah, we're going to get some more stuff, definitely.
So you must have been. How long have you been off work? Did you stop? Did they stop the gyms in November or December? I can't remember. You've been for 8.
They closed them for a month in November. We opened for just over 3 weeks in December. Then they shut it from January the 3rd. We've been closed since January the 3rd.
So I've been back at work a month now, but we keep hearing these stories of other variants coming, and we don't know what's going to happen.
No, me neither.
Don't know what's going to happen at all. Anyway, I tell you what, I'm going to wrap it up because I'll let you go, and the clocks go forward tonight, so
20 past.
It was like 20 past 11, and if the Littlings get me up, then I should be no good tomorrow. So I just want to thank everyone for watching. Thanks to you as well, Russ.
No problem.
For joining in. I hope everyone enjoyed it, and we'll do it again soon.
Just to let you know as well that, in less than 2 hours on my channel, I've done another collection video, and I've literally put up all of the Series 2 Autobots. So you're talking, there's 7 Autobot cars released in Series 2. So you've got Trax, Hoist, Inferno, Grapple, Red Alert, Smokescreen, and I've missed the other one. Who's the other one? But anyway, I've put them in a big collection video. All of them in both their modes, all of them boxed, all of them in seal boxes. That's the collection video that's coming up at 1:15 midnight UK time. So 2 hours time, it's prepped and ready to go on my channel. So if you've not seen it, or if you're not on my channel, check it out, Toys R Us.
Yeah, definitely check it out. And a closing comment, and because I know Ultra Marcus has been on. Ultra Marcus, you need to buy a Telecaster. That's all I've got to say. Amazing. So I'll say to her, see you everybody, and thanks to Russ. See you again soon.
Bye. See you soon.
See you soon.
Really stay on.
Thanks for watching. Like and comment, and don't forget to subscribe.